Okay, so these sloppy joes, I started, the camera's crooked. That's a little less crooked. Okay, so what got me thinking about sloppy joes was I worked up a nice recipe. It seems to be, I say it's nice because people like it, for baked beans. And I'm making those tomorrow for the 4th of July here at the picnic. But today I wanted to check in yesterday on my hot dog order here, and didn't they have whatchamacallit there, lamb burgers. So I knew they were good, and I thought, okay, I'm going to make some sloppy joes. So this is the second time I've made these, so this is a pretty new recipe, and I don't suppose you have to use lamb. You could probably use regular hamburgers, beef hamburgers, or pork. I'm sure it would be good, because the meat's in there, and you don't use as much, or I don't use as much, the ketchup, the mustard, the Worcester, and the barbecue sauce as I put on the baked beans. It's a matter of preference, I suppose. These I want this tomato to come through. First time I used tomato sauce and cut up some fresh tomato in there, but I'm fresh out of fresh tomatoes. So, just going to go this way with the onion for my vegetable content, and it's not very much vegetable content, but that's what I'm going to make it this time. It's not rocket science, right? Spices from those four there. Okay, just keeping an eye on it here, and stirring it up a little bit here. That's looking good. The meat is cooked, and the onions are pretty good, pretty generally clear. I got a couple big pieces in there that are taking a little bit longer to clear up, and I'm not going to be worried about those. This is, yep, that's looking ready to me to put any other ingredients here. So in no particular order, I'm going to start with this brown sugar just to get it out of the way. And for 2 burgers, I'm going to put 1 tablespoon. Should be enough. Okay. Now, as far as ketchup and mustard go, I'm going to eyeball these and just go with a couple tablespoons squirt. No, not even a couple tablespoons. A little bit shy of a couple tablespoons, I would say. Barbecue sauce and the mustard. This is so fun to cook this way. Squirt in your stuff. Now in goes the tomato sauce, and I'll just put my lean parents in here at the same time. That's just going to be, there we go, that's a good healthy teaspoon. And then I'll get a little bit of water in this. Now if you want to let the tomato sauce go to waste, you can, but I do this step to put a little bit of water back in. Doesn't hurt anything, gets my bottle nice and clean. And now this is going to sit here and simmer until that gets to the right consistency. So all that's going to need to do is to boil off there a little bit. So I'm just going to leave it on a low flame and put the lid on cracked. And then we're going to do the pasta. Okay, here's where things get interesting. This pasta only takes 3 minutes to cook most. It's a little angel hair nests. And I'm going to just put them right in here. Just let them cook right in the pasta. Let them absorb the water out. And when the pasta's done, the dish is done. So I'll put that in there. And lay a little bit of sauce up over the pasta. So it can start to soften up and absorb water, and that's going to be some of the water we put in to rinse out our tomato sauce jar with. That's the only water that was added to this except for the water that's actually in the tomato sauce, which is not much. It's already pretty pre-concentrated. And then once this has had a little bit of time here, I'll flip these guys over and ladle some sauce back up onto the other side. And I've never done it this way before, but something tells me it's going to work. We'll see. You know, the key is here, well, the only reason I think it's going to work is because this pasta is so fine that it cooks really fast. So, get those little pasta nests all covered up there. Alright, let's put the lid on it and let it steam a little bit. I could even put in a little tiny bit more water here to let that steam the pasta a tad. In fact, it is a little thick and it's going to thicken up. It's going to thicken up because of the starch in the pasta. So I just put maybe a little bit of, not even a quarter cup of water in there. Get that boiling temperature where it needs to be and let it steam a while. I might add a little bit more water yet. But the reason I did it this way, pure laziness. I just didn't want to get out my pasta pot, then I have to wash it for this little bit of pasta. So there you go. Okay, so that's had about 2 minutes now. And we're ready to turn these guys over. I hesitate to do it this way, but I'm going to try. Go ahead and just flip them like they were hamburgers or something. And that seems to be working okay. I might have to break down, get a spoon here or something. But sort of get them to go clockwise or counterclockwise, and then just try to flip the one on the end. By golly, that worked. Now, in full disclosure here, and there is a precedent for making pasta this way. Yeah, they're starting to soften up nicely. And that's the Assassin's pasta. They all flip? Yeah. Yeah, they're starting to come apart there and cook and absorb sauce. And the Assassin's pasta is really wild stuff. You cook it you start it with a pan full of sauce, not too much sauce. And you put your pasta right in a pan. You need a big pan for it. And you add a little bit of water and let that steam off. And once it turns from water back into sauce, which is mostly the tomatoes and oil, it gets hotter. And then it starts to sizzle or fry and crack a little bit. And that's the secret to getting it crispy. So then you add a little bit more water and turn the pasta again. Or turn the pasta and add more water, I forget. But this is coming along very well. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit. See, it's sloppy, it's thick. It's like sloppy joes and a pasta sauce. And so it's definitely not traditional Italian. I don't know, maybe it's traditional Italian-American. I'm not going to put in too much more water here, but a little bit. And that'll start to sizzle. It's already boiling there. Got enough heat in there to boil that little bit of water. Put the lid on, give it a couple more minutes. Okay, that's had just about enough time here. I've got the cooking time expired and pasta's soft. Let's just see. You see how red the pasta is? It's got all that sauce absorbed into it already. There's my piece of onion that I didn't get browned. I didn't get cleared. Maybe just a little bit more time here. One of these guys has got a little bit of pasta that doesn't quite look right to me. But I'm tempted to go ahead and taste it anyway. Let's go ahead and get a little bit out here. It's good, but still a little too al dente. So, I'm just going to add a little bit more water to it here. And let that come to a boil and basically boil off. And then that should be ready. Okay, so we've got steam coming out, and the water's not really evaporated here quite yet, cooked in. The pasta should be coming along pretty well. So, let's go ahead and disturb that pasta a little bit more here, get it out of its little nest shapes, which is kind of neat. Gonna have to take advantage of that nest shape one of these days. Yeah, that's okay. It's a little bit thin for a sauce. I wouldn't call it really thin. It's okay. Let's give it a taste here. That's hot. That's really hot. So, a couple more minutes. Let's break that little nest up. Get the sauce down in the middle of it. Okay. All right. Tastes good. It's got it's a sloppy Joe taste. It's got a lot of spiciness to it, and a little saltiness to it, and it goes good with pasta, I think. So, there we go. Let's just give that, well, actually that's about in there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this on a plate and have lunch. The rest, it's just gonna sit there in the sauce. Normally, I would not take very much effort to plate this up, and since I don't yet have one of those, a pasta fork, Teflon pasta fork, I'm just using a meat fork and trying like crazy not to hurt my pan, my nose-stick pan. That's why I want to get a Teflon one, maybe a wooden one. But yeah, I don't know. I figure let's just see if you can get a little fancy with this. Maybe I can create little balls of pasta there. Okay, that's fancy enough. Actually, it's more fancy than I need because I'm starving. I mowed the lawn this morning, and it's kind of late to be having lunch. So what I'll do then is put 3 of them there. And leave this sit. And I'm going to, of course, put a little cheese on it. Because there's nothing wrong with cheese on them. Sloppy Joe is there. Yep. There you have it. It's sloppily assassinated Joes. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Okay, so there they are. Sloppily assassinated Joes. It's a sloppy Joe pasta. And putting them in little balls like this, it's working out okay. They come apart all right. And let's try it. Good for me. That's very good. Easy ingredients. I think your pasta on here, you could use you don't have to use this angel hair pasta, but I wouldn't use anything too heavy. I'd definitely use a spaghetti of some sort. Maybe that bronze cut spaghetti. It's got a real rough surface texture, so it loves to bind onto the sauces. Yeah, that's good. A little bit of sweet from the brown sugar, and a little bit of salt from the Lee and Perrins, and the flavor that adds, and then a little bit of mustard, ketchup, and barbecue sauce. It's probably a little crazy to go with all that. The tomato sauce kind of gets lost in here in a way, because it's okay. Yep. Because the other flavors are so strong compared to the tomato sauce. Let's just get this apart here a little bit, shall we? And altogether, it took about 35 minutes to make. So, you can't beat that. A little bit of hamburger, I think it'd be okay in here. Because again, that lamb, it's a good strong meat, so it comes through pretty good. That's why I didn't use too much, ketchup and mustard and barbecue sauce. I might go a little less on those next time, but I'm definitely gonna make this again. All right. Bon appetit. When has Daddy ever gone wrong before? Try it, Coco. Provate. Provata. Come on here, Noki. Try it. Coco's trying it. Coco's trying it. You're usually the brave one. Oh, she likes it. Look at her. She's eating through that top layer of dog food to get down to the pasta. And she's actually eating the dog food. That's incredible. Okay. Coco will try it. I'll try it. Go ahead. I'm not going to take it. Go on, eat. Mind you. Oh, I'll let you go. Eat a piece. Okay, just for the record, I made a little extra for the dogs there because, it's out of, they're picky eaters. So, it's not because this is not good. I would not give it to them if I, and just a little too. The regular dog food's very high quality, but they're picky. And they're spoiled. They're used to getting a little bit of enhancement with the dog food. And they like pasta, and they certainly like lamb. It's good. That is really good. Now, before I go, I want to say something about the meat here. If you use ground beef, double or triple ground beef, it's going to get lost in there. The meat's going to be all over the place. When I broke up those patties, it left some pieces bigger than others. And those have still got a lot of the lamb flavor in them. So they're like little meatball treats or something. Pieces this size. That's good. That's really good. So, okay, I mean it this time. Bon appetit.